All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Six Questions with Alana. That's me. I'm Alana. And today with us, we have Cruz, one of our amazing faculty choreographers. And we're going to talk about his performing dance ensemble work, Disruption. But first, we want to get a little background on you. So what first drew you into choreography?
Even as a young kid, I was always really into music, sounds, rhythms, especially like synthesized sounds or loud accented, beats in music. So dancing was just a way for me to get closer to the music. It was a way to kind of embody the sounds that I was listening to. And choreography for me is trying to mimic what that sound looks like on the body. So if it's a loud crash, how does that manifest itself through the body? If it's like a soft violin, what movement kind of goes there? So it turned into a big kind of challenge and almost like a puzzle. It was connecting all these different sounds on the body to make it flow the way we listen to music. So that's ultimately how I got into choreography.
Nice. You can see it in your works.
Yeah.
Number two is, what movement style do you most enjoy teaching and or choreographing?
Oh, I like the really sharp shorts, as you're laughing. The sharp short staccato style, sharp, abrupt, very military. Yeah, for sure. Very, very Janet Jackson inspired my entire career. It's in there somewhere. Yeah.
There's always a moment.
There's always a moment, right?
What are some of the benefits you see as a teacher teaching dance in an academic setting for our students? What benefits are you seeing them get?
I think one of the most important things is background knowledge, history, understanding just outside of the physical embodiment of moving, the culture of dance or the different genres and styles. And when we start talking about cultures and how dances are derived from and where they're coming from tradition and how they're passed down and the lineage of it, dancers tend to take that in and encompass that in their movement style. They have a better understanding, just like anything else. If you're speaking to some current issue and you have historical background or understanding as to what it is you're kind of shooting for ideal wise or theme wise, it helps propel that forward and helps support the movement. And I think it brings a bit of authenticity and integrity to the movement.
Yeah. We'll get into the piece a little bit more. Can you tell us a little bit of the storyline background of Disruption?
Yeah, Disruption, I really wanted to choreographically and for the students, give them an opportunity to play with improvisation, for one. So the whole beginning section of Disruption, within some set parameters, a bit of a structured improv, allowed the students to play with what their bodies felt comfortable doing, giving them opportunity and agency to change it every time they did it, so it felt brand new and different and free to experiment with different styles of movement. But I gave it in the parameters of they were to get their movement, to generate their movement by means of what it feels like to be water. The idea of water. So you get this nice ebb and flow throughout this entire section. And I think that was really fun to let the students be creative, not just in the rehearsal space, but in the live performance in real time. So audiences aren't just seeing choreographed movement now they're seeing just organic movement. And so I enjoyed that a lot. And I forgot what your question was. Did I answer your question?
What is the storyline or idea behind the piece?
Oh, so I think in terms of choreographic, methodologies that helped bring in this ebb and flow that I was looking for. And then it turns into a little bit more of a volatile kind of theme and idea. The inspiration is just I'm still drawing off of what these last couple of years have been like. For many of us, myself included, and a lot of my colleagues and friends, we all felt relatively situated before the pandemic came. Like we were finding a place, and there was a nice, comfortable. I know where I'm at. Everything is going well. Everyone was doing what they needed to do. I was going to work. Kids were really invested. And so we had a lot on our plate, in a good way. And then all of a sudden, everything just stopped. And it put us in for a lot of people, it put us in a place of the isolation, at least. When you as a person identify so much through your work and what you do, and if you're a provider, all of that is taken away from you. And I think the toll that it took on a lot of people, made people rethink and reassess. Wow, is my life my work, or am I as balanced as I thought I was between homework and my personal life? And so all of this stuff started playing into people's heads, and not feeling productive and feeling helpless. And so it disrupted our way of living, and again, going back to the piece, so we start off on this idea that everything is okay, everyone's kind of doing their thing and we're okay. And then all of a sudden we just got the rug pulled out from underneath us, and all of the angst that it caused and is still causing, I believe. And that we'll be feeling, the repercussions of that isolation and the pandemic. I think we'll be feeling for quite some time.
Yeah, we're still seeing it for sure.
Yeah.
A little bit deeper into the piece, how did lights and costumes kind of play a role in this specific work?
Costume wise, it's just something that I have struggled with my entire teaching career. Not very good with costuming. So I just wanted something that moved with the body. It didn't restrict the body, and actually helped emphasize the movement style, the swaying back and forth. So I wanted something loose fitting, and then just something that represented both that freedom movement, the freedom to run through the space, and then movement, and then clothing that would help accent feeling isolated as well, and kind of stuck. So having that flowy kind of over top, and then underneath having the more form-fitting clothing on top, so that two layer representing the two sides of a coin, of that ebb and flow, and then that disrupted part that is represented through that sharp movement.
What about the lighting? I know your lighting was very specific for this one.
Yeah, the lighting, again, it was just a change from cool colors into a warmer colors, into kind of this hot frenzied look. So it just to kind of help, indicate to the audience, this like slow, gradual change. Because lights, when you're working with lights on stage, they have such an effect on audiences that I don't even know that audiences realize. If you're putting on a really dim light, it definitely sends a message of like calm and release. And then when you brighten everything up, everyone's like, gets the blood rushing in the body. So I wanted to kind of have the audiences go for that ride in terms of having the lighting help, narrate that as well.
Yeah. Our last and final question is, do you have any advice for dancers who are interested in performing with us at IBC?
Oh yeah, I my biggest is there's so many people when they come to our auditions that feel that they can't come because they don't have the experience, or I could never do something like that, or and we have taken so many dancers that have never moved before and have given them the experience. I mean, that's what the experience is for, so that they understand what a rehearsal is and how to go train or take a class, and what it's like to get on stage, to go through tech. We're not expecting dancers to already have that knowledge. The point is, as an educational system, to give them that experience. So I would just always invite anyone who just has ever thought about, wanting to try something new and wanting to get into the performing arts, to just jump in. There's never going to be a right time necessarily, in terms of, well, I'll just wait till I'm a little bit better, or you're never going to be better in your mind's eye, because as soon as you get better, you're going to say, well, I just need to get a little bit better, and so it's like, you just got to jump in. You got to jump in and enjoy the process, because I don't know anyone who's ever really come out of a show saying that was horrible. Everywhere. I mean, by the end, we're all cracking up or going out to lunch or hanging out, after every rehearsal, when we should be going home, and we just all like to hang out afterwards. So it's always been such a positive experience. And I think everyone deserves to have that accessibility, and it's available. It's available to everyone, any age, any level, all welcome.
Yeah, that was great. All right, everyone, this has been 6 Questions with Ilana. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.